let's go to Jared Craig here. We'll try to get Reeves on a little bit later on. We got Jared on, Craig. All right, Jared, there we go. All right, let's see if we can stay with Jared. Jared Craig, lawyer, ran for Congress for, I think it was Drew's seat, right? Back in maybe 2022.
22.
Does that sound familiar? Drew
Oh, yeah.
Fredericks seat? Yeah, I kind of remember that race. Now you're thinking about running, or you're going to run for Marjorie Taylor Greene's seat in Georgia. What inspired you to get in this race? And you don't live there now, so you're going to move there. Walk us through that.
Well, I was on a family vacation when I heard that Marjorie Taylor Greene had resigned, and I was halfway to Universal Studios with my family in the car, and my phone blew up. I had so many calls wondering if I was going to jump into the race. And my first thought was, what race? What's going on here? So you can tell that this was not something that I had planned out, that I had orchestrated and had a plan of attack to run for this race. But as you know, with an open seat, without having to primary an incumbent, open seat, open season. So I felt as though that I was going to talk with my family. I was going to pray about it and weigh all the factors for me to jump in the race. I'm not very easily provoked to, hey, jump in this race just because I got 15 phone calls. I really thought about it. And because this is an impact on my family, an impact on my career and moving forward, I wasn't going to make a rash decision. So I went out on the social media and I was getting feelers. So what matters to the voters in this area? Do I have support in this area? And what I got was an overwhelming sense of, Jared, you've been in the trenches for the past 3 years as part of the Georgia MAGA movement, part of the America First movement. And why were you doing all of this if you're not going to run for office? And I scratched my head and I said, I'm not sure exactly what motivated me to keep up the fight, to keep up the America First movement, and to keep speaking my perspectives and truths and opinions. And I couldn't find a reason not to run. And looking at the candidates, I have good friends in the race. And I decided that if I'm going to run this race, I'm not going to run it to lose. If I'm going to run this race, I'm going to talk to the voters of District 14 and talk to them about what I can provide. I'm not going to smear good people in the process.
What about the fact that you don't live there?
Well, I have a plan. I'm not too far from there. I have a visual aid behind me, but I live in Coweta County now, and the district is my sister district, just north of me. So it's not a more than a stone's throw northwest of my current location. And I do see that as a negative, but if that's the only problem I have in my race, that's an easy thing to solve. I don't have a long time between now and the March 17th special election. So I do plan on having a local office and establishing a temporary residence for now and see how the race goes.
There's going to be a lot of people, I would think, jumping in that race. President Trump likely to make an endorsement there. How is that going to affect your decision? If he endorses somebody else, do you stay in or get out?
Well, that's something that in every race, as you know, I've been involved in hundreds of races across the country, and a Trump endorsement is a thumb on the scale. I won't discount that, but I'm establishing a timeline to meet with the White House political team myself and hope to obtain that endorsement. I have been, as you know, in the trenches with the MAGA movement. I was with you for several weeks in 2022 up and down the East Coast with the Trump bus tour, the Mega MAGA Trump bus tour. And I've been well known in those circles. And I'm not going to say that it's a shoo-in for me to get the endorsement, but I'm going to do everything I can to ask for it. I think I'm properly positioned. I have a decent resume. And my political footprint, I think, is pretty wide and pretty deep.
Well, I like the fact that you've been in the trenches. I mean, I remember the bus tour with us. You were right there. I mean, for the whole time. I think you were running. You might have been running for Congress. I think against Drew Ferguson, if I recall.
That's right.
He ended up retiring, and Brian Jack now has a seat. He's a great guy. So that's a good thing. But as I look back on this thing, I mean, you were there as part of the bus tour for Purdue and for that slate that Trump had, as I remember. Weren't you riding shotgun or something? Weren't you carrying Debbie Dooley around? Is my memory serving me here?
Those 3 weeks in that car with Debbie Dooley were the longest 3 weeks of my life. And I won't speak too ill of Miss Dooley any further than that. But yeah, I was in the what I call the chase car.
You
And
were in the chase car. Now I remember that because that bus tour we had in Georgia for Purdue, that was 3 weeks. That thing. I mean, I was out of home for a month. By the time we got there, it was 3 weeks, and you were in the chase car. I remember that now. You were in the chase car with Debbie. So
yeah, yeah, that three
that
weeks.
was a blast, man. We had so much fun.
Because I'm from Georgia, but the East Coast all the way up to New Hampshire and back, that one was quite a adventure, and I
That's
appreciate.
right. You were with us on that one too, right? In the fall.
That's correct. That's correct.
So you were in the one in May, and then you came back again with us in the fall. So, when you talk about somebody in the trenches, no doubt about it. I mean, you have paid the dues, and you've been there. Anybody that can do a chase car for in May for the Purdue thing, and then for a 1 month, I think. I mean, we started in Atlanta and went to Vermont or something. Ended up with
Oh
the
yeah.
ended up with the Oz campaign through Pennsylvania. So anybody that can do those bus tours for us, that can hang with us, dude. I mean, that's something to be said right there. Talks to your character, your work ethic, and your commitment to the movement.
Well, aside of that, I've also done documentaries. We went to the border. We took candidates. I've been supporting candidates across the country. I've been vetting candidates for Are You Truly MAGA? Are You Truly America First? And I've been in the background of establishing the endorsements for Veterans for America First, which was formerly known as Veterans for Trump. And I'm currently the chief legal officer and consultant for a lot of the candidates across the country. So I know what races need. I know what candidates slip up on. And I've been right there with them to make sure that the messaging for the America First movement is consistent and easily to understand. Because as you know, with elections, there's a lot of information to get out in a short period of time. And a lot of voters are distracted easily or otherwise too busy to keep up with the day-to-day actions of what's going on in the world. So, with that being said, I'm firmly into a small federal government. I'm a staunch defender of the Second Amendment. I'm a staunch defender of the First Amendment. And anybody who wants to see who I am or what I've been doing, just simply Google me, follow me on social media. You'll see that I have been out and active. I've been all over the country in the past year or two, talking with the I'll just say the powers that be that are currently in place from other veterans organizations as well. And I don't need any on-the-job training. I can represent the voters of the 14th district with integrity and with the ability to know simply what's a federal issue versus what's a state issue. And I think I can do that with my head held high.
Well, you're a good lawyer, and you've been with the movement, and so you certainly have a right to run in the 14th district. Obviously, you've got to get to know the area, move there, travel around. It's a big district, big rural area. Got to go through the mountains. You could spend your time doing a lot worse things than going around District 14. So I wish you the best in it. You got to get your name out ASAP. Hopefully, we can help you do that. But look, people want to follow you. I know the campaign isn't set up yet, but just on social media, where do they go?
Well, if you just Google my name, Jared Craig, you're going to see social media pop up. A lot of it's going to be tied to the Veterans for America First or VFAF organization because that's what I've been active with the past 2.5, 3 years. But if you just look up those, if you look at vfaf.us, you'll see our documentaries, you'll see our actions that we've been doing with the organization. But on social media, you'll get the raw and unfiltered version of Jared Craig. Sometimes I rub people the wrong way, but those are the wrong people. So I don't have a problem offending the offensive. and I'm pretty straightforward with what I mean and who I am. The good thing about being blunt and a little bit rough is that it comes with honesty. And there's not a question as to what I think about almost any issue that has been at the forefront of the American culture and topic of the day. So I invite everybody to look at and criticize me. I welcome that. That's a
All
dangerous
right,
thing to say.
Jared Craig. That's Jared, Craig, Craig. Good lawyer, been with the movement some time, and I look forward to following your race. Got to get your name out there in the district. Jared, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks, John. It's always good to see you.
All right, let's go to a quick word from our sponsor. Just one minute. Hopefully, we can get Senator Reeves back on.